227 around Italy. Where's that?
Hello, YouTubers and fellow vintage radio enthusiasts.
Good morning, America from 29th Division, Unit 67, coast of Ireland.
Ireland, Italy, hello, UK. It's about 7:30 in the morning, Central Time, US.
Okay, listen, really many stations say thank you very much for giving me a call, but really too many stations on the side. I do QS
38 lower sideband.
One channel down, thank you.
I think I'm going to follow him. He's the strongest station. This is probably one of the very first of the Sears radios to carry the RoadTalker 40 moniker. These date probably very late 1976, 77. They might have been making these still in 78.
Connecticut, very good afternoon. Go ahead.
The model number for this one is 934.3826070 and lovely Sears model numbers. This is pretty small for a sidebander from that era. It's not a huge radio. It's not in immaculate shape, but it's pretty nice.
You are 10 to 15 dB over. You are 10 to 15 dB over S9, Dan. The name here is Giancarlo. The name here is Giancarlo. It's like Germany, India, America, November, Canada, America, Radio Lima, Oscar. Giancarlo here in the northern parts of Italy. How do you copy? Over.
As I said, small for a sideband radio from that era. Most of that sticker still left. Showed the wear. It's missing the rubber surround for the volume and on-off. It's got squelch. There's your clarifier, mode selector. The low and DX, it's just a two-position RF gain. It's got a noise blinker. It works really well. CVPA, SWR alert light modulation.
Just turn on the antenna a little bit.
He is really booming. This meter is horribly
just turn on the
stingy.
antenna a little bit to your right direction, Dan, and you are 20 over. You are 20 dB over S9. Just for your information, running here with an Icon transceiver. The Icon 775 DSP, right about 500 whiskey.
I'm surprised. 7 even on it. This meter seems stingy, but maybe
9 elements, a Yagi homemade antenna, LFA, QSL, Dan, over.
It has beautiful receive. Not only does it sound beautiful, but it has a very good receiver. Old school mechanical dial readout. It's got a red LED. That's not original, I don't think. And these might have been red to begin with, I don't know. But all the lights had to be replaced. They didn't work when I got it.
Yeah, Roger. QSL, thank you very much, Dan, for the nice report over there into Connecticut. And if you are interested to see any picture about my antenna, Dan, I invite you to visit my blog spot on internet. Looking out for my call sign on Google, 1SD227, no more. 1 Sugar Delta 227 on Google, and any picture, my blog spot will coming up for you, QSL.
This uses 5-pin DIN. You can use one of these regular 5-pin DIN realistic. That's what it wires. Mic cheaters work. You got to be careful about some mics. These radios used a stock power mic from the factory, and on pin 2 in the radio there's 12 volts running to it. Now typical realistics don't have anything wired, connected to pin 2.
QSL, yes, that's okay. Yes,
but some, like the TRC 451, the 432 maybe, and there's some others that have they use, like on a static mics, the yellow receive ground wire. So if you've got a mic that has that receive ground wire on pin 2 and you plug it into these, you will short the radio out and hopefully just blow the protection diode only. But something to be aware of on these. I actually, this radio had a problem. I've had this for a while. There's a metal box that mounts around the backside of that mic plug or mic jack, and it was touching some of the components on the top side of the board. So when I discovered the problem and insulated the bottom side of the box, I went ahead and disconnected the 12-volt power lead off of pin 2. It runs straight to your on-off switch. So the power mic that came with this ran off the radio. In other words, it ran off the radio's internal power. Didn't use a battery like typical.
I don't want to keep you any longer. Just for short and long from Italy. Wish you one a good DX. And appreciate your call. 442. There is Giancarlo on the site. 1 Sugar Delta 227 here in the northern part of Italy. Thank you, Dan.
I don't know about the SWR alert. I haven't tested. Modulation light does work. I'm going to stop the video and show a little bit of the back. There's a few things that are a little odd and different about this radio, so I'm going to splice that clip in. Okay. Typical Sears data tag. FCC data number is actually different from the model number of the radio. There's the model number of the radio a little further down in the string. Made in Japan. I don't know if these are Cybernet or who, and I can't remember exactly what the PLL is in this, but it's not a typical one. A lot of the Sears radios did not use, typical PLLs. The power connector on this, I have another Sears RoadTalker 40 sidebander I've shown in a previous video that uses the same type of connector. There were some, fair number of Sears that used it. Some other radios too. I think some Paces might have used that one as well. External speaker PA jacks. This is a hard power plug to find anymore. Luckily I have, like 1 or 2. Fuse holder is different. There's some other Sears that use this style. It's glass fuse, but it's got a plastic holder. I've seen a number of these where the plastic holder was missing, and see the fuse will still plug in there. It's just nothing to cover up the back if you don't have the whole little assembly that pushes in. Anyways, I think that pretty much does it for this radio. It's not immaculate. A little rough around the edges, but I like it. It's been aligned for upper and lower sideband. It's on frequency. It does about, I think, 11-12 watts. I think about 11 watts. AM and sideband. No big powerhouse, but it does sound good. I typically run a Turner Super Sidekick on it. Pretty good performing little radio. Thought I'd show it. I know there are a few videos of this one already. It took me a while to fix mine. Figure out the weird issues it had. So, I think the Zeke 1974, he beat me by a long shot. He's got one of these too. I think if I remember right from his video, his is in better condition than mine. They are pretty cool little sideband radio. I guess they're not considered little by today's standard, but from the late 70s, this is actually pretty small for a sideband. Anyways, there you have it, folks. 73's 262, Operator Paul, signing off.